I want to talk about something very important that if you apply to your life, it will improve your human experience on a very deep level. We live in a world that emphasizes the importance of being busy. Being busy. I want you to think of that word busy, because the question to ask yourself and to ask your being is this: are you busy for the sake of being busy, or are you busy with intention? Are you busy with purpose on a daily basis? Imagine if you shift the word busy with the word intention and purpose, and let that circulate within your consciousness. That when you actually do things in your daily life, you aren't just doing things for the sake of being busy, for the sake of keeping up with whatever, but rather you're being busy with intention, with purpose, with value, with meaning. You get to give your life meaning. You shouldn't externalize what it means to have a meaningful life. You shouldn't externalize that to anyone else. That should be coming from within you. You should give your life meaning. And when you're busy on a daily basis, are you just being busy? Are you rushing? Are you in the rat race? Or are you busy doing things that actually matter? Here's the thing: life doesn't require you to be busy just for the sake of being busy. What life actually requires for you to actually focus on the most important parts. Focus on the most important parts of life, because that is what life is meant for. Life is meant to be lived in regards to what actually matters most. If you're just being busy just for the sake of being busy, you're on autopilot. That's not a way to be. That's what causes burnout. That's what causes stress. That's what causes overstimulation. That's what causes confusion and lack of clarity, because you're being busy for the sake of being busy. It's not you saying, this is what I want to do, because there is meaning here, there is value, there is intention here, there is purpose here. You have to begin taking your life into inventory. Right. Here's the thing: when anyone who's ever worked in any place, especially if you worked in the service industry, let's say in restaurants, right? When the restaurant is quiet, you're required to still do things. Even if there's nothing to do, or even if there's something to do but it's not something that needs to be done, you're required to just do things for the sake of doing things, just so you appear busy, right? But you aren't actually getting up to anything meaningful. That's kind of how it is. Because if your manager sees you just doing nothing, you just stand there, just according to them, it doesn't look good, right? That's the point. This can apply to any kind of workplace. You're meant to be doing things for the sake of doing things. That's a very deep thing that everyone on this earth is actually going through. Whether you work or don't work, there's something that people actually think they have to just do things for the sake of doing things, just to keep up the appearance of actually doing something. But that's not a meaningful life. That's not a worthwhile life. You have to break away from that. I only live my life in my own internal compass. Nothing external to me will ever dictate my life and how I live my life, or how I move, how I operate. I move in my own divine alignment. I move in my own divine timing. I move in my own divine intuition. I move from my own inner guidance. When you operate from that place and you live life from that place, you will begin to live a life that's meaningful, valuable, purposeful, intentional. When you actually sit down every day, not literally, but just have clarity, have just a break in your mindset, have clarity when you wake up on a daily basis and you think to yourself, you reflect to yourself, what am I doing today? Is it actually meaningful? Is it actually intentional? Or am I just being busy for the sake of being busy? Yes, some people have obligations that they have to meet, but here's the thing: even if you meet obligations, you can still operate from a place of you deciding how you move, deciding how you show up, deciding what you do. You don't have to do things for the sake of doing things and being busy. Don't drain your energy for the sake of being busy. Don't do things for the sake of being busy. Don't show up for the sake of being busy. Do things that are actually worthwhile, that are actually purposeful, that are actually intentional, that's actually purposeful. That's the word I want you to have in your consciousness: purpose, intention, meaning, value. Don't just think of, I've got to be busy, I've got to be busy. That's a programming, right? Because you're being busy, but what are you busy doing? And where are you heading towards? What's the direction in regards to you being busy? Yes, you're busy, but where are you going? Imagine you're in a car driving and you're just driving in whatever direction. You get pulled here, pulled in every direction. What will happen? You will become drained. You will become stressed out. You will become confused. Because why? You aren't collecting inventory. You aren't being intentional. You aren't being mindful of the direction you're moving towards. You have to realize this. You have to be intentional on a daily basis. You have to be purposeful. Purposeful, I mean, you have to have a meaning in regards to what you're doing. Even if it's simple things, even if it's laughing, right? Or just like spend time watching things you love that make you laugh. Spend time doing things that are not that big a deal. Whatever it is, you have to be intentional. Give every activity in your life an intention. This isn't saying micromanage, no. It just means that every experience you have in your life on a daily basis be actually valuable, be actually meaningful, be actually intentional, and not just you doing things for the sake of doing things without you being in the driver's seat. You want to be in the driver's seat of your life. And how do you get into the driver's seat? You have to ask yourself this question. What's the intention here? Is this intentional? Is this purposeful? Right? What I'm doing right now, is it intentional? Is it purposeful? Is it coming from my own internal guidance? That's the key, your own internal guidance. Yes, you have to have a higher perspective and see things from any perspective. You have to be adaptable. But that doesn't mean you get dragged away from your own center. Center yourself and ground yourself and be always in your center. Like an observer. Yes, you partake, you observe, but let your center be your center. Operate from a place of I am centered in intention and purpose. And whatever I do, whatever I extend myself to, whatever I extend myself to engage in partaking, it's coming from a place of intention. It's coming from a place of deep awareness. It's coming from a place of I am actually aware of what I'm doing and why I'm doing this and why I'm heading towards. Don't just be busy for the sake of being busy. Get out of the rat race. The rat race is a metaphor for anything in your life that isn't actually meaningful, doesn't actually matter, isn't actually important. You want to focus on the most important parts of life. Don't just be busy daily for the sake of being busy. Right? What are you actually doing this for? Where are you actually heading? Where are you going? Is it purposeful? Is it valuable? Is it meaningful? Those are questions to have within your consciousness. And when you have the word intention and purpose, intentionality, in your mindsets, in your heart space, your soul space, your energy within, frequency, vibration within, and you operate in that regard, in regards to the actions you take, that will improve your life. You will not be dragged in every direction. You will not become stressed out because you've been pulled here, pulled there, just to be busy. You will actually improve your energy. You will gain clarity. You will do things that actually matter. You will say no, right? Because whenever you say yes to something, you say no to something else. So the question is, what are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? You want to be aware of your yes and no's, even to yourself, not just others of things. What are you saying yes to for yourself in your own life? And apply that to every part of your life. Person, place, or thing. Be aware of your yeses and be aware of your no's. Only extend yourself and apply yourself for things that are actually important and that will not drain your energy unnecessarily. Protect your energy. But the important thing is this. Life doesn't need you to be in a hurry or to rush, to be busy. Life requires you to focus on the most important parts. Because at the end of it all, when it's time for you to go, everyone is going to go someday. Everyone's going to die. That's the truth. No one's going to live forever. That's the plain truth. There is no need to dance around that. That's the truth. That's how it is. So when it's time for everyone to go, how do you want to think of you? How do you want to think that you've lived your life? Did you focus on the most important parts? Or were you just being busy? Were you doing the moving or were you being moved? I'll say that again. Were you doing the moving or were you being moved? You want to be the one being in the driver's seat of your life. Create the motion from within and extend that in your external actions. No matter what it is you do, you can always be the one in charge of how you live, how you move, how you show up to your life and to life stuff. Focus on the most important parts of life, and it will improve your human experience.